Hey everybody, this is Coach Bill with Weight Loss Made Easy. Hope everybody's having a great Thursday, rainy day today. Well, it looks like we're all still involved in this quarantine, so most of us who are doing what they're asking us to do, we got plenty of time, so we're staying home. Doing our readings, or for me, it gives me a lot of time to do a lot of research that Emily and I enjoy doing. Also gives us time together to study together. So we like to study the Word and we like to discuss what we're studying. So it gives us a lot of time to do that as well. Those of us that have grandkids, that's an issue. We don't get a chance to hold our grandkids or hug them or talk to them face to face. So that's definitely a big issue. But we'll get through all this. So today, guys, I want to get on here and I want to talk about something that's a pretty big issue out there, and a lot of the health professionals do not talk about it. The reason why they don't talk about it is because a lot of them don't know about it. They're not sure or they're having issues with maybe their clients who have stalled out. And that's what this video is about. It's about why is somebody who's on a very well planned out weight loss program have been losing weight consistently for 8 weeks and 12 weeks, and then they all of a sudden stall out. And there's a scientific answer to that, and there is nobody on this planet that's not immune to it. You all will go through this, no matter who you are. Doesn't matter how much exercising you do. Doesn't matter your calories or anything. You're going to go through all this. So, and also I'm noticing a lot of messages coming across my PC that during this quarantine time, a lot of people are starting to gain their weight back because, of course, stress causes people to eat. So we need to get control of that too, because all that work you guys did in the previous time before this quarantine started, you guys, don't blow it by gaining all that weight back, because there's really, kind of a simple way to either maintain or even lose that extra fat during this time, and hopefully controlling the hormone that's causing the issue of you gaining weight, and hopefully controlling your stress levels. Emily and I, you guys that follow me know that we promote primal meals, or what you guys know as a ketogenic diet. And we also combine that with intermittent fasting. And that's one way you guys that are having issues during this quarantine time with stress, and you're starting to gain some of that weight back, you might want to really look into intermittent fasting. And I don't mean starvation fasting. That's not what we're talking about. Science has already told us and proved that intermittent fasting is a healthy way to go in the first place, to actually build your immune system up, but it gives your body time to actually heal itself and detoxify itself at the same time, because you do have internal mechanism that not only helps you detoxify the contaminants out of your cells, but it also gives you the ability to produce new cells and regenerate new cells. It also gives you the ability to produce new stem cells. So there's a lot of very good health benefits to do the ketogenic or the primal meal eating, combining it with intermittent and prolonged fasting. Now, those of you that have been involved in losing weight, or you've been looking for a plan, most of you know that one of the top weight loss programs out there is primal eating or ketogenic diet, because it's so well backed by science, and it's the natural way the body was designed in the first place to lose weight. Your body was not designed to live off of mainly high amounts of carbohydrates like all your processed starchy foods. Your body was originally designed to live off of good dietary fat. We have not evolved away from our ancestors because obviously our ancestors, that's how they lived off of. Their body lived off of the higher fat foods. So that's how our bodies were designed in the first place. Well, what's happened over the decades is our people have lost control of the hormones that are designed to actually store fat, and that's the reason why America is so overweight. Now, I just saw on the news today about the virus that they just now listed. They did say that diabetes was at the top of the list of people who contract the virus and that have diabetes. They're more acceptable to having some major issues. Now, I heard today that people that are obese now have that same type of issue. So if you're obese, then if you do contract the virus, you're apt to have more issues than somebody who isn't. And it all boils down to the root cause of both of them, type 2 diabetes, obesity, and all diseases, is because your body, you have so much inflammation, and that's the bottom line. But the subject is why do people actually stall out, or why is it they do so well for 2 or 3 weeks and they stall? And I've posted things in the last few weeks talking about why people fail. And the biggest thing that I'm seeing out there, guys, and this is, you guys really need to think about this, is that a lot of you guys are getting on the internet and you're looking for a meal plan, or you're looking for a weight loss program to get you the fastest results to lose that belly fat or body fat or that last 10 pounds. By the way, this is today was my 23-hour fasting, or a 23-1, where I fasted without calories for about 23 hours. I broke my fast with a protein drink, a veggie protein drink with my kefir, and now I'm having a fat coffee before I have my main meal. So that's how I'm controlling my weight and actually maintaining my weight, is by doing these alternate day fastings that work for us. And so that's how we're doing it. That's how probably most of you should be doing it during this time of isolation. But anyway, a lot of you guys you've really got to focus on long-term, what your long-term goals are. Don't focus on short-terms, because you're going to fail. If you focus on short-terms, you're going to fail. A lot of you guys are going on the internet or listening to somebody who says, okay, I lost 60 pounds, or I lost 70 pounds in 12 weeks or 6 weeks or 7. That's a bunch of BS, guys, because very, very few people can accomplish that. And besides, that's very unhealthy. I just posted today on Facebook a question, and my question was, what is the healthiest amount of body fat you should be losing per week according to science? That's a big issue right there. It's not about how quickly or how much you lose per week. It's just keeping it in a healthy zone. And those of you that saw that question, I'm probably going to give you the answer. But science is saying, this is multiple science sites, and this is something we've always understood. And I think most of your health professionals who have been doing, who have been helping people for years, they know this too, that 1 to 2 pounds a week is actually a healthy amount to lose. You don't want to really lose more than that. Some of us do. Some of us will lose 3 or 4 pounds the first week or the first month, but a lot of that's just going to be water if you're doing primal meals, or if you're doing intermittent fasting. A lot of that's going to be water. But I did post, I do have an illustration that is that actually shows you how much 2 pounds of fat is, how much 4 pounds, 3, so forth. And guys, you got to really understand this, that you want to make this a lifestyle, and that once you reach your weight loss goal, you want to keep it off, but you want to do it safely and healthy wise. And you want to have a program that you can do it for the rest of your life, and you want your body to adjust to your new style of eating higher fat because the body is designed to do that in the first place. And so by doing that, your body is going to reset itself to burning fat as fuel and not the carbs you're eating. See, that's the issue, guys, is most of you out there are burning carbs as your main source of energy, and you're not dipping into your own body fat as energy to be used as energy. That's why you guys can't are having a hard time losing weight. So that's what you got to do, but your body has to learn how to do that. You can't just jump into doing that. You got to have a protocol or guidance to get you to that point, and it does take some time. Now, you guys have got to also realize that a big point is that a lot of people are looking for a quick fix weight loss, and there isn't one out there. There's not, because those quick fix weight loss, they don't work. You will fail. So you got to have patience. You got to let your body adjust to your new lifestyle and adjust to burning its own fat as fuel and get away from the carbs. And the only way you can do that, and science has been telling us this for decades, is you got to switch your body from burning those carbs, and you got to stop eating those carbs, those bad carbs, those processed carbs. You got to stick to a healthy, organic, plant-based diet along with your pasture-raised meats and things. Now, those of you that are vegans out there, you guys have to learn how to add more good fat to each of your meals and stick to a lower glycemic starchy beans and nuts and things, beans and lentils, but make them low glycemic. But you gotta amp up your good fat to get your body to switch over. It may take you guys a little bit longer that are doing a vegan diet, but your body will adjust to it if you give it time and patience. See, that's the issue I'm seeing. It seems like 95% of you out there you don't have the patience to go through all this. You want to hurry up and get this done, and you're not looking at the overall package. It's not only about losing that belly fat or body fat, which is the byproduct of eating healthy. You are going to lose it, but you got to give your body time to adjust to it. And that's why I'm doing this video, not only as a training video for my clients, but as a training video for you guys that don't understand why you plateaued out or why you've stalled. Now, the reason I did a blog post, and I'll be posting this in the description section of this video. Now, this blog post is going to have all the science. You guys know that follow me that I like to back everything up with science. So I put this blog post in that description so you can go back and read the science yourself. But there is a mechanism, and it's sad, but there is a mechanism in your body that is there to actually sabotage your weight loss. Now, it sounds kind of horrible, right? But it does have one. And that mechanism, everybody has. Nobody's going to be immune to it. Not even me. Now, those of you that know my past, I've been in the health industry for over 40 years. I did go through a stressful part of life, and so I gained probably 70 pounds. I was obese, and I had developed some medical issues because of the overweight. And so finally, I had a friend of mine that saw me at the beach while I was surfing, and he was totally shocked to see the shape I was in. And he was very blunt because he's a close friend. And he looked at me and said, "Bill, I have never seen you this fat. You look horrible." That's how he put it. And even though my wife was very gracious about how I was treating my body, and I just wouldn't listen to her. Of course, when he told me this, I don't know, at that time, it was my time. A light switch went on in my brain, and then I saw myself in the mirror, and I thought, I can't even tie my shoes. My belly is so big, I can't even tie my own shoes. I can't even get up on the board as fast. I noticed that as I was overweight, it was harder for me to surf because I couldn't get up fast enough. And I was the type of surfer that liked to I like to take off on the waves late. I just like that thrill of going down fast, but I couldn't do it because I was so overweight. And so I made a choice I had to lose that weight. But see, what happened is, this is what I'm getting to now. This is what I want you guys to understand what I mean by a mechanism that's designed there to sabotage your weight loss. And we all have it. Everyone has this, okay? So focus on this. Understand this. You've been like myself. Okay, let's take myself. I was obese for 3 straight years. I was probably 60 to 70 pounds overweight for 3 straight years. Now, I decided to lose weight because of how I felt, and then finally, like I said, a light bulb went on. So I went on one of my 12-week old-fashioned, old way of losing weight until I was introduced to a ketogenic diet or a primal eating diet, like I like to call it. I didn't really know much about the intermittent fasting thing yet. I just started to really investigating more on more about the primal meals or the ketogenic diet because I understood that how the body operates on fat versus carbs. And so to me, in my brain, my little peon brain, I'm thinking, well, shoot, if I could burn my own body fat and not burn the carbs that I'm eating as my primary fuel, I will get to my point a lot faster. I will burn that body fat off really fast. That's because I have that mentality. You know, quick fix, let's get this thing done fast. Well, during the process, I was learning that through research and things, and through my wife doing her research also. Well, that's not how you do it. You want to take it off slowly, but yes, you want to switch to your own body fat, and yes, there's a protocol to do that, and yes, it takes your time your body doesn't know how to burn fat. I've been obese for 3 years. I was a carbaholic. I was eating starchy fast foods every day. I was eating junk. I was massive amounts of sugar. That's why I gained the 60 or 70 pounds. And so I was putting tons and tons of carbs into my body. And so my liver, there was no way that my body was going to switch over to my own body fat. So it just kept storing it because I was insulin resistant. And that's an issue. Those of you that have type 2 diabetes, or those of you that know somebody, know that's their root cause. They're insulin resistant, which can be reversed. And so then I realized we were starting to learn all about this, and then things started to happen. I understood it now. And so I started losing weight pretty fast. And so I was exercising, and I sometimes got into that mindset that more is better, which I found out is not true. But I did get in that mindset. But anyway, I started losing weight. You know, I was losing quite a bit of weight in a short amount of time. Well, then it stopped. Yep, it just plateaued out. It stopped just like that. I did nothing different. Yeah, I did change to a ketogenic diet strictly. Did not do intermittent fasting or prolonged fasting because I didn't really know much about that yet. But I stopped, and boom, over. And so I'm going, what the heck is going on? Well, it wasn't until until Emily had me listen to a doctor by the name of Dr. Jason Fung, who was a kidney specialist out of Canada, who realized that primal meals or a ketogenic diet and combining it with intermittent fasting was the key to reversing obesity and type 2 diabetes. And that's what he specialized. But he started doing this, and he actually been doing it for quite a few years, over a decade. So I started listening to him, and then I thought, well, no, I need to learn more about this. So I obviously started to get on his webinars. I started learning, started researching. We were doing this and found out that, hey, this is the key. This is the way to go. But even then, you're still going to have this thing that's going to sabotage your weight loss and cause you to stall, because every one of us has it, and it's a natural mechanism in our body Because this is the answer. Because I was overweight for 3 straight years, and I was a carboholic for 3 straight years. So my body, so the scientific name for it is called a body set weight. Remember that word. It's a body set weight, and this is where this is where your your body is weight is set at because it's happy there. Okay, so you see where I'm getting here? You see the big picture I'm about to say here? So my body was happy at being 70 pounds overweight because I was there so long. And then all of a sudden I go on this weight loss program, and of course when you cut your calories and you change you change your foods to higher fat foods and a lot less carbs. We got down to 20-25% carbs. 5% carbs, and all of our carbs are coming from plant-based. Well, then the body, you're going to lose weight. It's just how it happens. Well, then all of a sudden the body says, hey, wait. You're going beyond the point of losing weight. I don't like it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the metabolism down. Because I want you back. I don't want you to lose that much weight. I want you to go back up to where I like it. And see, and so that's the issue, and that's why people will get into a stall mode, or they'll stall out, and then they get frustrated, and then they quit because they don't know how to get out of it, or nobody has explained to them that the body has a natural mechanism to stall out or to stop the loss of your weight by shutting your metabolism down. And then you get frustrated because you're doing everything you think is right. You haven't changed a thing, but yet it's not going to happen. Well, the problem is, this is what happened to me. And through my research and my doing it myself, I found out the body has to have time to reset itself, to lower that set weight, which means that I have to make some changes to what I'm doing in order to reset that body set weight to where it drops down again. Now, do you see where I'm getting here? Does this only happen once during your weight loss journey? No. It's going to happen multiple times. You just got to learn how to get through them each time, and you got to have patience, and that's what I'm saying. You have to set realistic goals. Don't set short-term goals. They're not going to work. You can, maybe a 1 pound a week or a half a pound a week goals, that's fine. But don't expect to lose 10, 15, 20 pounds in 6 weeks or 8 weeks, because most likely most of you may not do that. Do it slowly, because you want to keep it off in the long run, right? You want to do it safely, and you don't want to stress through your weight loss, okay? That's why we have so many different protocols, or so many different ways to do intermittent fasting, we just got tons of different ways to mix it all up. Our number one program, I think, right now seems to be alternate day fasting, because it pretty much is easy for anybody's lifestyle, because you have 1 day of non-fasting where you eat however many times you want. There's no there's no specific time that you have to eat. You can eat in the morning at 7 if you want. You can eat at 12 if you want for your first meal. But then on your non-fasting day, you want to get yourself to a position where you're consistent in doing either a 20-hour non-fasting or fasting day or a 24-hour. The key is to a 24-hour if you're trying to reach a certain goal. If you can get consistent with the 24-hour fasting every other day, you're going to reach your goals in a very simple, easy way eventually, because your body is used to burning fat, and you're not going to have that hunger feeling all the time. And plus, you're going to control the hormones. See, that's another root cause, is the imbalance of hormones that's going to cause you to be hungry. But you're going to control those hormones that are designed to give you an appetite, because your body knows how to switch to the fat. But see, so that's why you have to look at this as a long-term fix. So what I mean by setting long-term goals, those of you that are going on the internet and you're looking at these people they got the before picture where they're obese, and all of a sudden they got this other picture where they're skinny and they look great. Well, they're not telling you the whole story, guys. because most of them, it took them 10 months, 12 months, 16 months, 18 months, and that's what I mean. They're not telling you the whole story. And then if they do say, "Oh, I lost all this weight in 12 weeks or 6 weeks or 8 weeks," that's BS. That's not true, because you can't do that and be healthy. And there's very, very few people. I mean, I know what I'm doing. And so don't you think if I could lose that 70 pounds in 12 weeks or 16 weeks or 18 weeks, I would do it? Of course I would, but no. I knew if I tried that, I would fail at the end, because your body just can't take it. Your metabolism just isn't going to do that, because, like I said, you have certain hormones that are going to stop you in the first place. But then you have the natural mechanism that's going to sabotage it, which is your body set weight. So what do you have to do? Very simple. You got to follow a program that's known by science that's going to actually help you to burn your own body fat. Then you got to combine it with intermittent fasting, and then every so often a prolonged fasting, because then you're not eating any calories at all. 0 calories. Now think about what I just said. For a period of time, it could be 16 hours, it could be 18 hours, it could be 20 hours, it could be 24 hours. Now, for Emily and I, our protocol is we do alternate day fasting. We do a 23-1 every other day, which means I fast for 23 hours. I break my fast with kefir and a protein drink and a veggie protein powder, because the kefir's given me. It's very easy on my gut coming off of a prolonged fast like that. Plus, the kefir has got multiple, just massive amounts of probiotics, minerals, digestive enzymes, B vitamins especially that we need. So I'm creating an environment for a very, very healthy gut, which is going to do what to my immune system? It's going to boost my immune system up. To do what? Well, for the last 4 or 5 years, we've been doing this. We were building up for what's going on today, because obviously now they're saying on the news that the ones that are having the issues have a depressed immune system. Well, we've been doing a meal plan and a diet. I like to call it a diet, but a lifestyle, along with the foods that we're eating, that has created a very strong immune system for us to help with what's going on today. But going back to the body set weight, you guys are going to go through it. And so you just have to power through it, mix things up a little bit, do this or do that, to get the body to reset. Now, what the body's going to do is going to lower that body set weight. It's going to say, okay, you're down 10 pounds or you're down 12 pounds. Okay, that's good for us. So now you're starting all over again. So you're going back on your routine that you felt that was good. You know, you're doing the primal eating, and you're doing alternate day fasting, and you enjoy the 20-hour fasting on your fasting days, and you feel good. And so you're doing that, and then you're exercising, which is, you know, if you're exercising in a fasted state, what are you doing? Okay, well, if you haven't eaten any calories for 18 or 20 hours, and then you're exercising in a fasted state, which is what you want to do you think maybe your body's going to go after more of the body fat that you have? Absolutely. And plus, when you do exercise in a fasted state, you're going to also create a huge health benefit by increasing certain hormones that are designed to anti-aging, testosterone, growth hormones, all kinds of hormones. When you start getting into that, getting closer to, you guys have heard me talk about autophagy. Okay, that's huge. That's huge in today's health. So by doing that, you're getting yourself deeper into autophagy, and so understanding why you've plateaued out, and understanding that how the body set weight is there with everybody. There's a doctor that actually talked about, like I said, this blog post will be in this video or in the description section, so you can go back. So this Dr. Nick Fuller, he published an article. He's written books about the body set weight. Actually, he promotes the alternate day fasting. He calls it interval weight loss. That's what he calls it. But he's been promoting this for a while, and he specifies that. Let me see. I'll go ahead and read it here. A weight that the body. Okay, a body's everybody. This is what he said on this at the very beginning of his article. It says everybody has a set point, a weight that the body will remember being at for a prolonged period of time during their adult life. Okay, and so he's saying that it seems like the people over 20. Now I'm going to go a little further than that. I'm saying people that are 40 plus, that body set weight is more pronounced when you're over the age of 40. It seems like. So what he's saying is that if you're over 40 and you've been overweight most of your life, then your body is pretty much wants to stay there. So it's going to be an issue once you decide to go on a program that is proven, that you're going to go through these periods of stalling and not to worry about it, because you will come out of it. You know, each person's got his own body set weight. We're all not the same. You know, those of you out there that's lost weight in a very short time, that's very few. You don't even want to read about them. Don't even want to look about it, because the ones that are showing their before picture, and then they're showing their after picture, and then they're putting in the comment section, it took me 10 months, it took me 12 months, it took me 16 months, it took me 2 years. I saw one this afternoon where it's a group called the Beginners Keto, I think it is. Anyway, she was probably overweight by over 150 pounds, and showed a picture of her before picture, then it showed a picture of her after picture. Yes, there was a pretty good, her composition changed quite a bit, but she didn't lose a whole lot of weight in those 2 years or 3 years. I mean, she lost a lot of weight, but she did make a big change. But is she bragging about it? No, she's happy because she's lost 70, I think she lost 80 pounds. Okay, so here's a person that only lost 80 pounds in 2 years. That's 40 pounds a year. But she was her body composition was definitely a lot better. Huge. And she was happy with that, but she told the truth. Okay? And I saw 3 or 4 others where they also told the truth. You know, they made a dramatic change, the ones that had the before and then the after, and there was a dramatic change. I saw, but they told the truth. 12 months, 11 months. So see what I'm saying? So you guys don't get hung up on the scale. That's another thing people screw up on, is they get on that freaking scale every single day. Scales don't work. They measure your fluid. They measure your water. I mean, your water retention changes by the minute. Okay, so get off the freaking scale. Find a pair of pants that are really tight and use that. But what you're going to have to do here is be realistic. Look at the health part. Don't look at just the body weight loss. Look at the health part. Because the body weight's going to come off. And so I'm on my PC right now, and let's see. I'll just let you know. There's probably okay. Here's some of like I said, I'm not going to name all the different research sites, but this is okay. If you Google the definition of lowering your body's set weight, and this was written in 2017. It says. But just as it's possible to reset your set point to a higher point, which means what they're saying here is that you can get yourself obese and be there for a year or so, and your body is going to be at that set point. Okay? So what they're saying here is that, but just as it's possible to reset your point at a higher point, you're obese, you've been there a while, it's also possible to lower it. Okay, so this is what This is what the definition of body set weight. This is one of the definitions out there. Now, here's one here. This research site here is the science of set point. Actually, this is how unique, and this was published in 2017 also. So it's fairly new. It's not that old, and that's why a lot of us health professionals didn't know about this 10, 15, 20 years ago. And that's why a lot of professionals and doctors and nutritionists, they don't know about it now. So when their clients or whoever they are gets to a point of stall, they don't know how to explain to them that that's your body's natural way to shut off you losing weight because it doesn't want you to lose weight anymore. We just have to lower the set point, okay? So this one here is a set point. It's called the BIDMC of Boston. After you maintain your new lower weight for 6 months, they're saying that it could take up to 6 months. Okay, then the cycle starts again. So what they mean by the cycle is you've lowered that body set weight. So now you're starting at the lower set weight. So the body is at that lower set weight, but it's still set at that lower set weight. So for example, I was 200 and almost 60 pounds. Okay, so when I got down to 260, I think it was like down to 240. I think I lost 20 pounds pretty quick. I got down to 240, it stalled. Boom, just that quick. And I even tried to do the stupid thing that I preach all the time, extra cardio. It's not going to work. So what I did was I started intermittent fasting. So I wanted to start. So my wife and I were doing intermittent fasting. We didn't even know it at the time, but that helped to lower my set weight. Then I lost 10 more pounds, and then guess what? Boom, my body set weight. It stalled out again. So it's a progressive way that your body is going to lower its set weight. Okay, here's another one. This is called the ncbi.gov research site. Those of you that do a lot of research, real scientific research. You guys know this site. There is evidence that the biological active control of the body weight at a given set point. So here's another scientific research talks about the body set weight. Okay, I'll just go ahead and read one more. PubMed. They called this back then. This was done. I don't know what time. But this was done a few years ago. But the set point theory, not a theory now, that your body naturally tries to maintain a certain weight where it's most comfortable at. Okay, where it's most comfortable at. Internet. Okay, my internet went down. You're now deciding that you want to lose the weight. That's why you've got to make realistic goals, and that's why you have to make them long-term goals, because your body has a natural mechanism to where it's happy at that higher weight, and it's going to take a little time to lower that body set weight and to find the protocols that are actually going to help you to lower it. And then that cycle just keeps going and keeps going. But at the end of the 12 months or 16 months or 24 months, you're going to lose that fat if you stick to a proven protocol. And science is already telling us that the primal eating or the ketogenic diet is the top program to get you to where you want to go. If you combine it with intermittent fasting, see, that's the key. Even the people that are strictly doing the primal eating or the ketogenic diet, they will plateau out also. That's what I mean. You got to mix it up. And so I tell them constantly, they've been doing the ketogenic diet for 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, and all of a sudden they plateau out. And the first thing I ask them is, well, are you combining intermittent fasting? And they're saying, well, no, I don't know anything about that. I says, well, you need to do that because what are you doing? Okay, you're changing it up. And you're not eating any calories for a period of time, 16 hours, 18 hours, whatever is comfortable. Don't you think that your body needs energy somewhere in order to keep going the next day or the day after? Well, if you're not eating 0 calories, all you have is water and coffee, that's it. For a certain time period. And 18 and 20 and 24 hours are great. That's when you're going to really see some magic to your body. Then your body has to draw energy from somewhere. If there's no food, where's it going to get it? It's going to get it right from your own fat cells. That's what you're looking to do, okay? And so anyway, so there's a doctor by the name of Becky Gilspray. She has a great explanation on the ketogenic or on the body set weight. So I have her video there also. So it's not just coming from me. Her and I are on the same wavelength. And so what I did here at the very end of my blog post, guys, is I put in, and I think some of you might have, I posted this on Facebook, I think today, but I put on there, these are the major issues why most of those trying to lose that unwanted body fat will fail. And I'm going to read them off and then I'm going to stop, okay? First of all, I put this at number 1, lack of patience and understanding. Education is huge. You know, leave the physiology of the body up to the coaches. You know, we will help you get through those body set weight plateaus, but leave that up to us. Now, what I like my clients to do is watch my training modules I sent them. Now this one's going to be sent to all my clients, because this is an educational training module for them to understand that they are going to, if they haven't yet, they will plateau. And it's natural. It's naturally, the body's going to naturally do, it's not something they did wrong. They didn't do anything wrong. It's just, it's the body's way of shutting down because it's not happy with what you're doing. Number 2, not setting realistic long-term goals. This is why people fail. You guys are, I mean, this is not a quick fix. There is no quick fix pill. There is no quick fix diet either. I don't care. And if there was, why is the United States the fattest country in the world today? Why are so many people obese today? Because there is no quick fix diet. You gotta have the will, you gotta have the want, and you want to be healthy. Okay, so a lack of knowledge on the hormones that causes weight gain and how to control them. One of the biggest root causes of weight gain, or those of you that are 40 plus that are having issues with belly fat, hip fat, or leg fat, is an imbalance of hormones. And that's all driven by the type of food you're eating and the time you're eating it. That's driven by that. It's a hormonal imbalance where you have lost control of a hormone that's designed to add fat. Okay, number 5, not having a proven plan backed by science. Like I said, you guys, that's why Emily and I are so focused on promoting primal meals, or what you guys know as a ketogenic diet, but we want to combine it with intermittent fasting because you got to have both. Both work together. It's incredible. Then if you throw hydrogen-rich water on top of that, and that's going to flush out the inflammation, you're going to escalate everything. Hydrogen-rich water is known by science to flush out inflammation at the cellular level very easily, simply, and quickly. So the faster you flush out the inflammation, the faster the primal meals and the intermittent fasting is going to blow through those fat cells. That's what science is saying. Okay? Number 6 is guidance and coaching. Now, I recommend that you guys who have never done primal eating or a ketogenic diet, because there's not all, I mean, most people do the primal eating or the ketogenic diet wrong. For some reason, I don't know, I mean, obviously they must have remembered back in the days when the Atkins diet was a high protein diet and people were getting phenomenal results. But then over time, the high protein meals, because people were eating processed meats and chickens anyway, they weren't eating pasture raised, they were eating the processed, because they don't talk about that. They don't talk about the ones that are eating pasture-raised grass-fed meats or pasture-raised grass-fed chicken or pasture-raised eggs. They only talked about the people that got kidney issues because of the high protein. Well, that's true. high protein diets are hard on the kidneys, but also most of them are processed foods and they're contaminated. So a true primal eating or a ketogenic diet is 70%, 75% good dietary fat, 20% moderate protein, not high, moderate, and then 5% carbs coming from all your plant-based foods. Okay, that's a true primal eating or a ketogenic diet, not a high protein. It's high good fats. Okay, so that's where a coach comes in, because he can set you up on a plan, a meal plan with the meals that focus on higher fat good meals. And then finally, what happens? You quit too soon. That's what happens. So you could be just at the top of the mountain, guys. You could be right at that top of the mountain. You got 1 foot over that hill, that mountain, and you're ready to start losing weight again, and you quit. Okay? Because you don't understand the physiology of the body and how it most likely is going to sabotage you from losing weight when you've been losing weight, and all of a sudden, boom, it just stalls. Okay? So guys, I think that's enough. I think you understand what the body's set weight is now. And I hope you saw some value in this. If you want to know more about this, like I said, I'm going to post this I'm going to post this on YouTube. It will be in the description section, so you can read the specifics of what I'm just talking about, and you can see the science yourself. And if you have any questions, you could message me, or if you'd like to know more about our program that we offer, just go ahead, message me also. So you guys have a great day, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to do another training module for my clients, because this is about another hormone. It's actually a chemical that your body will produce that activates a hormone that everybody, if you didn't have this chemical in your body, and there's only one way to activate it, you would be fat for the rest of your life. This is some crazy stuff, guys, but this is the physiology of the body, and this is how hormones play such a huge part in you guys trying to lose weight. And you know, you guys have heard the saying, why do men lose weight faster than women? Well, there's a couple of reasons for that. You women, I mean, Emily, because my wife she specializes in women's hormones. We learned about women's hormones because of how bad hers was. And it's just sad that you women have to go through all those hormonal imbalance. And just little things triggers them. Stress is a major, major factor in women's hormones and how it affects their hormones. And men, you know, men just don't understand, because I didn't at first. Now I do. Men do not understand how critical women hormones are, and how an event or a stressful event can completely screw up their hormones and cause them to, you know, maybe say something they shouldn't say. It's not their fault, you guys. It's just the environmental toxins and the chemicals that are in the water and the chemicals that are in the foods is causing the hormones to be imbalanced even more so. They're still going, I mean, these poor women are going through these hormonal issues naturally. Then you throw the environmental toxins and the toxins in the water and in the foods on top of that. It's just it's a bad situation. But there is good news. Change your lifestyle, change the way you eat, change the time you eat, which is designed to help balance those hormones. And at some women are going to have to go see a legitimate hormone specialist, and there's only one that I have found over these last 10, 15 years that I would even trust to send anybody to. But she is most likely saved my wife's life. So now Emily is sweet and clean, and I I've had other people do the same thing, and the husbands would call me up and say, "Oh my gosh, it's like night and day with my wife. Our life is unbelievable." Because it is, it works. So you guys, like I said, if you want to know more about this, just message me and I will give you her number. She's right here in the Marietta Valley area, and she's the only one that I would ever recommend to anybody. Okay? See you guys at the next video. You guys have a great day. Bye.